Hello, thank you for joining me today. My name is Heather Johnson. I am a librarian with the Pikes Peak Library District, and today I will be showing you how to make Dazzling drink accessories. This is a take and make program for adults, so you should have picked up your take and make kit at one of the library locations. If you are joining us at a later date, I will go ahead and list the type of supplies that you will need for today's program, as well as some equipment that you will need. So the first things that you will need that you would have received in your kit are instructions that came with the adult take and make kit. And the items in inventory are 4 6-inch dowels, 1 cork. However, your kit will include multiple types of corks that you can choose to use for the craft today. Jewelry wire, 60 inches, 3 containers of beads, charms, and jewelry bits, and 1 to 3 knickknacks for the corks if desired in different types of shapes and objects. In order to complete the program, you will need some equipment that I have shown over here. You will need scissors, a cutting knife, and I would recommend, if you're using something like an X-Acto knife, using cardboard to lay your cork on top, diagonal cutting pliers. This is better for cutting the wire. However, it's not necessary. If your scissors are sharp enough, they can cut that jewelry wire. A ruler, and other decorative materials if you would like. And also a hot glue gun. And don't forget the hot glue gun stick. All right, let's get started. The first thing you'll want to do is wash your 4 6-inch wooden dowels in soap and water and let them dry before continuing with the program. Next step is you will take your jewelry wire, the 60 inches, and measure the jewelry wire to 8 to 12 inches. Once you have your jewelry wired measured, go ahead and take your pliers or your scissors and cut the wire to size. Next, you'll take your dowel and 2 to 3 inches from where you want the bottom of your stir stick to be, you're going to wrap the wire around the dowel. A good way to measure where you want the bottom to be is to take a glass, a drink that you would use, and see where the bottom would be. For me, it's about right here. Next, I'm going to wrap this around the dowel, making sure that I tuck the end inside that first wrap. Now that you've got the jewelry wire wrapped around, you should have the extra length of jewelry wire left. This is where you can begin adding your beads. So go ahead and grab one of the containers and add the beads. Once you've added your beads, begin slowly twisting the strand of beads around the dowel. Leave about 1 to 3 inches at the top of the wire so you can close it. If you need to, take your ruler and measure what you need. Stop wrapping once you have about 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch at the top of your dowel. With the remaining wire, you will wrap it tightly around the top and tuck the end into the wire. If you need to, you can adjust the beads and the strand so that it's to your liking. Repeat this on the other dowels. For added security, you can add hot glue to the ends of the wires to hold it in place better. Enjoy this with any summer beverage. Next, for your decorative cork stopper, you should have a number of corks available to you in the kit. Select the ones you would like to work with. These corks have already been cleaned already, but if you're concerned, you can always boil your cork first, but make sure it dries completely before we go to the next step. I've selected these 2 corks. Measure your 2 stoppers, the stoppers that you've selected, with your desired bottle. If the base doesn't fit, we will use a knife to carefully cut down the base so that it will fit. Go ahead and grab a piece of cardboard or something to protect your work surface. Grab the cork that you intended to use, and either your scissors or your X-Acto knife. Scissors may work on this, but it does make a crumbly base and not as even. So you might want to use an X-Acto knife to cut this down. Now be very careful. Make sure all your fingers are out of the way when you're cutting and shaving down the edges of the cork so that it fits into the bottle. Now that your corks have been cut down to size, go ahead and measure them with the bottle. Make sure they fit. Next, you have two ways to create your stopper. The first step is to use the wire attach method. So let's go ahead, break out that ruler and measure again about 8 to 12 inches of wire. Once you've got your jewelry wire, go ahead and make a cut. Once you have your cork and your wire ready, near the top of the stopper, carefully press the wire into the cork. Thread it through until it comes out the other side. Be careful as the wire is sharp. If the cork is particularly stubborn, you can always embed the wire in and wrap the wire around the cork, pulling it through to that other side. If you're able to get the jewelry wire through the cork, go ahead and pull through until you have enough to work with on the other side of the cork. We'll pull this up and over the top of the cork. Once you have the wire wrapped around and the wire coming up the top of the cork, go ahead and start adding your decorative materials to the cork, stringing them through the jewelry wire. Once you have added all the decorative bits, beads, and knickknacks you like to the top, finish your decorative stopper and secure it as best as possible. In this case, I've taken the end of the wire and embedded it into the cork and shaped the wire into an appealing design. Enjoy. The second method for the wine cork stopper is the hot glue method. I chose a cork with a flat top so that we can hot glue any of our knickknacks and beads to the top of the cork. Be careful as the hot glue is extremely hot, as its name implies. Thank you so much for joining us today for the Adult Take and Make Dazzling Drink Accessories, where we made decorative stir sticks and the decorative cork stopper.